Here in Southwest Florida, it doesn't get cold enough for long sleeves very often. However, recently it has been, and I really like this jacket, but the cuffs are getting too loose. The elastic is worn out and they are constantly slipping down over my hands, which sometimes is fine, but most of the time I prefer the cuffs stay up around my wrists. This is a super easy fix. All I need to do is remove the old elastic and put in new elastic. The old elastic is sewn to the edge of the cuff, and then the cuff is folded over and sewn down. So there are two seams that I have to undo. Fortunately, cuffs are relatively small and ripping out the seam goes pretty quickly. Then there are lots of threads that I need to pull out, and you can see how big the old elastic had gotten. Then I need to repeat the process for the other sleeve. To measure the new elastic, I simply wrapped it around my wrist and then added 1/4 of an inch to allow seam allowance to sew the two ends together. This allows me to make it as loose or as tight as I want it to be. Obviously you need two pieces, so then for the second one I just cut it to the same length as the first. Of course I didn't have a bobbin that was the right color, so I had to wind one. I overlapped the ends of the elastic by about 1/4 of an inch and then zigzag them together to make a loop. Try it on to make sure that it's the right tightness. Next, you're going to clip the elastic to the edge of the sleeve, making sure that the stretch is evenly spaced around the sleeve cuff. Then, using a zigzag stitch, sew the elastic to the edge of the seam cuff, carefully stretching the elastic as you go. Then repeat the process with the other sleeve. Next, you're going to fold the cuff over so the elastic is hidden inside, and then you're going to carefully zigzag the seam down. Then repeat the process with the other sleeve.